Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm Daniel Jones, the host of this Something Every Yay, the podcast. Episode 2, episode 2, episode 2, episode 2. I'm going to jump right in it, but first I'd like to thank everyone who have subscribed, everyone who has tuned in. I'm getting started and I appreciate the love. I'm going to get better and better and better. So that's what we're going to do. So let's get this thing started right about now. First, I want to start off with, last night, unfortunately, the Celtics. Y'all know why I'm saying unfortunately. I'm a Laker guy, and we both had 17 championships, but let's see. Yeah, they're champions. They deserve it. They took care of business. They took care of business. Tatum finally got the monkey off his back. You know, he was definitely under scrutiny because how he played in the finals against what was that Golden State, and he hasn't been as successful in the playoffs. Although he's been to I think five Eastern Conference championships, which is a great accomplishment with considering his age. Him and Brown, but the monkey's off his back. Brown MVP. I'm happy for him. You know, there's been a lot of talk saying that he's not marketable, but hey, he's marketable. It depends on what you want to market. I mean, he's a rocket scientist from what I'm hearing. NASA was interested in him. He's a very well-spoken young man, very active during the George Floyd. He's an activist, you know, so he's well deserved, and it's glad that he finally. Hopefully, this will give him more credibility. Hoopers know, people who play ball know, but for the masses who don't know, he's a real legit player. And I know everyone gonna say, and they were talking about breaking the two up. I was talking to my man today. We said this a couple years ago when they was talking about breaking these two up. You got two young studs under 26, wing players, athletic and can score. Nah, you got to make that work. And I'm glad Brad Stevens and Celtics brass stayed with it. And hey, they're young. I think they're like 26 and 25, something like that. So they had a chance to continue to do something. Hope they won't. You know, I'm a Laker guy, but we'll see what's going on. Can they repeat? I don't know what the odds are now for repeating, but can they repeat? Can they? We don't know what the Bucks going to do. You know, they got rid of Giroux for Damian Lillard. They never quite meshed, and Giannis really wasn't that comfortable with them. I don't know if he really wanted it. I think he was ready to relinquish the team to Dame. Dame never really, but you knew he was going to lose something defensively, losing Giroux. You know, I said Giroux. Drew Holiday. So we're going to see what they're going to do. I think they need to make some moves. Sixers, you know, they're still there. You know, the health of Embiid is always an issue. Maxi's shown that he can be a max player, but they need another person because Tobias Harris, I don't understand him. He has all the tools, but just can't rely on him. But I like Tobias Harris. But I'm not saying you necessarily get rid of him. I think you need to bring somebody else in. I think he should be a legit number three. But having him as the fourth option is a great fourth option. So I don't know what they're going to do. And you know, Pat Riley, he's always going to do something down with Miami. They're going to play hard, so they're probably going to make some moves. So that's going to be interesting to see. Don't know what my Lakers going to do. Still haven't gotten a coach yet. Um, I don't know what we're going to do. But it was very, very good to see these young guys win last night. And hopefully, they'll get the credit they now deserve. Missoula, got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. I think what he was doing, his offensive schemes that was creating, what's his name? Losing my train of thought. Luca into a lot of defensive liability situations. They were going at him. And Luka's an outstanding player, man. Luka's a dog, but he's going to have to be better defensively. And we're not saying he have to come up and be defensive player of the year, but I think more so give more effort, be more engaged defensively. That will take his game to the next level. He's just 25, what, 25, 26. He has time to grow. But one thing that concerns me with him, how committed is he with his body? How committed is he with his body? Because you can tell if someone's really, but he's so skilled, he's so cerebral, and he's so tough. He said, I can get away. But at some point, you're going to have to take accountability and do more with your body. Now, look at Jokic. Listen, I know I said Lokic. Jokic does something with his body because the type of body he had, if he was lazy, it would show really bad because he has I'm going to say what, a lumberjack or some type body. Not trying to be mean, but I'm just calling it what it is. He doesn't have the athletic body, but he's able to get down the floor. And I think if he wasn't doing stuff in the off season, we would see it with his body. But Luca, that's the next step for him. So we'll see how it goes. Another end of another NBA season. Also going over this weekend was the fight, the big fight, the big fight, the big fight, the big fight. Oh, Javante Tank Davis defeats Frank Martin. Now, I'm going to give Frank Martin credit. He's a boxer, man. I mean, he knows how to box. You can tell. I don't think he was afraid. I think he was going in there. He was going in to win. But I don't think he was hurting Davis. It didn't appear that he was hurting him. Could be wrong, but it seemed like he was getting shots off. And watching the post game, I saw Javante's face. So I saw a few red shiners, but I don't think he really hurt him. But Javante's a star, man. He's on attack mode. I think he's a draw. They're talking about Shakur Stevenson as a possible matchup, which Javante definitely scoffed at that. Like, okay, really? And I like Shakur, but my question would be the same as mine. Can he hurt Davis? That's what we don't know. Can he hurt him? I think talks have already started with what's his name, Lamachenko, about Davis. Hopefully, they can get a end of the year fight. That'd be a big money fight. Although Shakur hoping he can get in there because I don't think he had like a real big high level money fight yet. And obviously, you do want that bag. You're getting hit and you want to go for the grass. So we'll see how that work out. But I love boxing. And no offense to the Ultimate Fighting, I'm not that fan. I'm not here to dog it out, but for me, the sweet science, boxing. I love boxing, always have. Because I mean, people who are old as I am remember in the '80s, like the heavyweight champion was the most recognizable person in the world, more than any king, more than any president, more than any dictator. The heavyweight champion of the world was the most recognizable person on the planet. You know, so I don't know if we would ever get back to that level. I don't know. But one thing, I think boxing got too corrupt. There's too many champions. Everybody's a champion. You know what I'm saying? So I like when somebody got a chance to unify the belts. So hopefully, I love Bud Crawford. Bud is a draw. They was talking about today in the barbershop that Javante is more of a draw than Bud. And I guess from the Showtime aspect, yes, but real boxing heads, Bud is a draw. Because Bud is a boxer. Bud goes in there to box and to annihilate you. Obviously, he would have to come down to fight Tank. That'd be talking about a money fight. That'd be, but I think Bud wants to go up. I think Bud wants to go up. Stay 154 in that area. I don't think he should go to 160. That's me personally. I don't think he should, but either way, that'd be great for boxing because boxing definitely needs a shot in the arm, particularly because think about this: it's the lower classes that are carrying boxing. where the heavyweight was always the top thing, just historically. But it's not the case now. So we'll see how that pan out. But I love boxing. Love boxing. Now today is well, actually tomorrow is going to be Juneteenth. This is the Juneteenth episode. Juneteenth, it is a real thing. And I thought to I'm gonna talk about Juneteenth momentarily. But something came to my attention today that I was unaware of. Um, very unaware of. There was comments based on a short based on my last show that I broadcasted regarding the white play. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see. I don't know if I have it here. Let me see. Let's see. Was there some comments, clips? I'm gonna try to find it here. Let's see. Don't know if you're gonna be able to. I don't have it right off on me. Let's see. The American white ball player wasn't doing it anymore. The last great. Yeah, let's go back. Why do you think they started getting European players back in the day in NBA? Because the American white ball player wasn't doing it anymore. The last great American white player was Larry Bird. Some would say John Stockton. Well, yeah, John Stockton, but cats in the league knew that Isaiah used to give him that work. And nothing against John Stockton. John Stockton was a great player. But in terms of really giving it to the brothers, Larry Bird, the last one. American white ball player. White ball player. What? Now, this is what I want to say. First, thank you for the comments. I welcome comments. As long as you're not disrespectful, I welcome. But if you're going to have a debate with me, please quote me accurately. Please, because I'm going to call you out. You just ain't going to be saying crazy stuff, and I'm not going to say nothing. But I thought it was interesting. Let me see here some of the comments. I'm going to go. And I'm going to probably do this probably on Fridays. A lot of time I'm going to go over comments. So please, this is by no means me saying I'm above reproach. You can't make comments. Please make comments. I love debate. I love banter. I love dialogue. That's why I'm a movie buff. Movie don't have to have any action. But if the dialogue is great, I can watch it. But let me see here. Some of these comments was hilarious to me. Let's see. Some of the ones that kind of got me here. Let's see. Where these comments go? Let me get to them. I'm sorry. Let me get to this because I have to do this. I have to do this. Why do you think they start getting? I have to do this. Where these comments go? Okay. The first comment I saw, someone said the racism is real with this one. Stop. Try that again. The racism is real with this one. I'm assuming when you saying this one, I mean you saying this man. That's what I'm gonna say you saying that. No racism. First of all, let's define racism. Racism or being a racist is mean I'll have the ability to control someone's livelihood, change their way of living. Do not have that power. Can I be prejudiced? Absolutely. But I'm not prejudiced. I'm not. Let me go on. Someone said Chris Mullin, top 50 dream team. Yes, Chris Mullin was great. Great ball player. A lot of respect from the streets of New York, where he came up from. But what I'm saying, he still did not dominate. I'm talking about dominate. Like what Luka's doing now, he's somewhat dominating the league. Chris Mullin, great career. Yes, he was on the dream team. Some would argue they need another shooter, but some would say Dominique could have been on it, but that's a whole nother conversation. But no, so he's not a dominant. He wasn't a dominant, but great ball player. So I like Chris Mullin. Then this was crazy. Someone said, y'all keep race alive. Y'all race alive with all this race talk. almost like you want to keep us separate for some sake. But stop. Keep us separate. How am I? No, this is factual. I didn't say nothing negative. What I'm saying is, I do think the NBA wanted to bring, I think they wanted continue to have a lot of great American white ball players because the majority of people who were buying the tickets were Caucasian. Obviously, you want to see yourself playing. I'm not being racist. What I'm saying is, Larry Bird was the last great one who really, really was going at a lot of the ball players in an aggressive way and gain their respect. I'm not trying to keep the rate. How can I keep racism alive? This country's doing that on its own. But we're not gonna get into that. But it's Danye Jones can't keep no racism alive. Trust me. The powers that be and those who control narratives and control policies, they can do that on their own. They don't need my little help. But hey, appreciate the comment. Somebody said Jason Williams and John Stockton. Okay, Jason Williams, very, very good player. White chocolate, very good ball player. Still didn't dominate though. I'm talking about dominate. See, I never said there were no good white ball players. I said none that dominated to the extent like Luca is doing now. Jason Williams had game. Much respect to him. Love his heart, all that. Love his dribbling, his fancy passing, all that. Loved all that. John Stockton was a dog. He was a dog. I mean, he was tough. He was strong. He was about his business. I respect John Stockton, but still, yeah, you can say he dominated the point guard position or whatever, but no titles. So did he dominate? All-time assist leader, all-time steal leader. Much love to him. Much love. No. Now, some fool, I'm going to say, okay, that wasn't respectful. And I'm not going to say the name, but this is what they said. He's just mad because the two best players in the league are white Europeans. How do you stop seeing skin color? Uh, Stop talking and obsessing about it. First of all, you're helping my point. It's arguably to say who the top two players, but if you want to say Jokic and Luka, go ahead. But that's my point. They're European. You're kind of helping my point. You're kind of Luka is not from Omaha, Nebraska, and Jokic is not from Bangor, Maine. So you're kind of making my point. Now, how am I obsessed with color? Me? How am I mean, just think about just obsessed with color. Now we're gonna have a podcast speaking on race relations. I'm not gonna do it here, but I could go in. I just don't want to go get off track. But no, I'm not obsessing about it. It is what it is. And that's the problem. If we continue to act like it doesn't exist, not only is it going to continue, it potentially can get worse. But thanks for the comment, though. Um, let's see. Somebody saying, no, they can't stop being obsessed about it. I don't know. That's crazy. That didn't make sense. Oh, make sure you try to. Um, it would help if you want to go against to use sentences. Fragments are not going to work. Run on sentences not going to work. I know we make mistakes. There are typos, but at some point you do have to put a sentence together. There is subjects and predicates, So just keep that in mind because that last thing I ain't gonna read that. That didn't make no sense because I couldn't read it, and I think I knew what he was trying to say, but nah. Okay, Dan Dickow. Okay, whatever. White chocolate. We talked about him. Manny Figures got to hate on the white ball players. Not hate on nobody. Hate, no. We've used that word too much, hating. Do we really know what hating is? Not hating on no ball player. Stop. Listen to what I said. How can you omit John Stockton? I talk about that. Yeah, he's in the top 2 and 4 best point guards of all time. I agree with that. Some may differ, but yeah, I give that. I think he's a top 5 point guard without question. Without question. But then he said, Kevin Love, okay, Kevin Love, good player. Don't put him in this conversation as far as great or dominant. Kevin Love's a good player, but slow down with that foolishness. Pistol Pete. I said the last Pistol Pete came way before Larry Bird. Love Pistol Pete. Averaged 44 in college at LSU. In fact, my college coach played with him for the New Orleans Jazz, Aaron James. So yeah, much love Pistol Pete, but I'm saying since Larry Bird. I never said there never were no great ones. Pistol Pete was a great one. Kevin McHale, absolutely. Kevin McHale, I think he benefited a lot playing with Larry Bird. I'm not saying he wouldn't have had a successful career without Larry Bird. He would have. But could he have led someone to the title solo as the main engine? I don't think so. But great, love Kevin McHale. We talk about Chris Mullin. Okay, first of all, Jason Kidd. Newsflash: Jason Kidd is black. His father's black. Now, laws. Hold on. What did? Wait a minute. Let me see something here. I don't want to be talking out the side of my neck here. Something I saw when I saw that comment. Let me see here. Where did that go? Jason Kidd is black, people. Believe it or not, he is black. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, there was something. I forgot the law. Was it the quarter? Was it the quarter blood? So you get a quarter blood, you was automatically black. So, but based on that description, Jason Kidd is black, and everyone recognized Jason Kidd as black, except maybe you. But his dad's black, especially if his daddy black. You know how they gonna label him. So, but it's all good. Um, Somebody talking about Kevin Love. Kevin Love's getting a lot of pub in here. I love that, but no, stop. Um, Somebody said Kevin Love not half as good as Larry Bird. Exactly. Don't disrespect Bird like that. Please don't. Don't put him in the same sentence with Larry Bird. Let's see. Let's see. Next one here. Better hope I'm assuming you're talking about Ant Man works out. Go, because young black American players are too focused on social media and guns. Take their gifts for granted. American curse. Okay, you said because young black American players. Okay, you didn't say some, so that means you're generalizing. Okay, this year or the last year or two, there was only I think one player that had a gun situation, which was John Morant. So who are you? And talking about social media, everybody's involved with social media. This is not a basketball thing. This is this generation because it is. And don't sound like the old man. If social media came out when I was playing ball as a high school and college, yeah, I'd have been on it too. Now, I don't like how guys be going at halftime getting on Twitter, and that's crazy to me. I couldn't coach that foolishness, but nah. So I ain't gonna sit there and let you say they focus on guns and social media. That's a lie. Stop. You generalizing. I'm not gonna let you generalize. I'm not gonna let you. I thought it was to grow the game internationally. Absolutely, it was to grow the game internationally. What the '92 Dream Team did, it brought basketball on a great, grander stage. Grander stage. Yes, they definitely wanted to grow the game. Absolutely. I'm not saying that they didn't, but what I'm saying though, they wanted to grow it, but they still had to make sure they bring some players of Anglo-Saxon descent to still be able to draw to get that draw. You got to get that draw. It's still about money. It's still about the only color that matters is green. You know what I'm saying? So let's not get away from that. But definitely was to grow the game. Jason Kidd, of course, Jason Kidd's black. For you too. How great are these European players, though? Right? Hey, the ones that's coming through, they're great. I told you, Luca's great. Yoke is great. It's a lot of good ball players. There's a lot of ones coming up. The game has grown. And I'm going to talk about that probably another segment too. What is happening and what I can say about the American basketball player, not the black American, the American player. Period, black and white. Something needs to change, and something I've said this probably 15, 20 years ago. Gino Auriemma, UConn's coach, kind of touched on it. Well, I say touched on it, but I don't want to go off the kill. But we're gonna have a subject about episode about that specifically. John Stockton was so cold. Kendrick Lamar name dropped him. Yeah, Isaiah's not forgotten. Maybe forgotten about you. Hoopers know. Hoopers know about Zeke. Hoopers know about Zeke. You ask cats who played against Zeke. Trust me, cats know. So stop that foolishness. Larry Legend was the best. Okay, how about White Chocolate? We talked about him. Ask Gary Payton. Yeah, Gary Payton always give John Stockton love. Canada is not in America though. No. It's not. You don't believe me? Go to Niagara Falls. There's Niagara Falls. There's American Falls. You go back and forth. You can cross over into Canada, but it's another story for another day. Drazen Pepper was European. Sabonis was European. Detlef Shrimp was European. Yeah. Okay. What's your point? Again, those are all European players. They're not American. Yes, all of them had game. In fact, they was talking about Sabonis was potentially probably at one point considered like probably the best center could potentially had he not hurt. That's what they say. Outstanding passer. He had a great career. Then when he was with Portland, he was really really good on those Portland teams. But yes, Detlef Shrimp was very good. Absolutely. But Drazen Petrov was on fire. But again, you're making my point. Steve Nash, Jason Williams. Okay, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I know Nash was Canadian, but Ever, this guy, you can call me. Don't call me a clown. I'm gonna call you out, Christopher. Nah, I ain't gonna be name dropping. Don't call me a clown. Just disagree. Can you hoop? That's the problem. Have you ever hooped? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Don't call me a clown, though, dude. I mean, you can, but then we won't. I won't entertain you. Do what you want to do, but be respectful. But it's easy to do that when you're behind the screen. But okay. Yeah, let's see. Last one says Bird. This dude is clowning. I'm talking about people who have dominated. Yeah, Nash got them MVPs. Did he win the title though? Because D'Antoni, the coach, they had a great offense, loved flowing offense, couldn't win. They couldn't guard a chair. And not the fact they couldn't guard, they had no desire. They had Sean Marion who played some D, but stop. J Dub, yeah, he had game. Steve Nash again. White Chocolate, J Will, Dirk again. Making my point. Dirk's German. Can you play? I play okay. Libra, did you play? You'll say Libra. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, I am in retirement though. I can still play, but the problem is the what you call it, the recovery. I still shoot that thing, but yes, I did play. State champion in high school, and I did play college Division One. That's my jersey behind me, Grambling State University, stand up. But we'll go into that another time. But yeah, can you play? That's the question. Dirk, okay, German, of course. Euro. And y'all making my point. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Now, this might have been the dumbest statement of all. Yeah, Black Power, keep the hate going. Hate? How am I giving hate? Stop. Try that again. I ain't keeping no hate going. Stop. I ain't gonna entertain that foolishness. Let me say, what's your name? Let me screenshot this. So if I see you again, I'm not gonna even not try to block you, but I'm gonna give you another shot. I ain't keeping no hate going. But thank you with the comments. Listen, I'm serious. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keep them coming. I love the banter. We can talk all day. Hey, I got love for hoopers, man. I don't care what color you are. You could be a eight-legged mule. If you got game, I'm gonna give you love. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank you. I really appreciate it. Now, today's theme is Juneteenth. It is a real thing. Juneteenth is a real thing. Now, Juneteenth. Some people, well, I'll put it like this here. I think it's very important. And anyone who's against Juneteenth, let's just be real. This is a very, very important day for African Americans. It is. It is. For years we've been celebrating the 4th, but I'm going to tell you something. A lot of times we just want to get together and barbecue. We're not tripping on the 4th because we knew in 1776 we still were in slavery. We was in slavery strong at that point. But I can say this though. Can you imagine slavery being over and you don't know? think it was in Galveston, Texas. You find out that you didn't know, and to be liberated. Come on now, come on. So I think it's important that I think everyone should respect it. And we think about it, our country went to war with itself for what? To keep human cattle. Think about that. This is not us against Japan, dropping bomb Hiroshima. This is not us in Vietnam. This is us against us to keep people enslaved. Why? Because they were making money. You had free labor. Some families are still reaping the benefits from their ancestors' slavery. That money went over and over again. So that's why we were fighting to stop, because it's not right. You got to acknowledge that was not right. We ain't gonna have to talk about all the horrific things that happened. We know what happened. So to not acknowledge this day is crazy to me. It's wrong. It don't matter. We gonna rock it. And a lot of schools didn't teach it. As a child, I didn't hear this. I didn't. I remember my history book, they had a paragraph or two about slavery. A paragraph. Kind of, well, we'll kind of gloss over it. We'll mention it. Stop. So I think it's very important. And what's crazy about once people found out that slavery was over, this is the crazy part. When they start having these black codes, those vagrancy laws. So a lot of slaves, once they became free, a lot of, they didn't have any land. So they're out about trying to find work. A lot of people went north. A lot of people. So, but roads still need to be dug. Tobacco still need to be picked. Cotton still need to be picked. So they start criminalizing men for not working, who are out of work, or people who was working but their job wasn't recognized by the white establishment as an actual job, failing to pay certain tax. They was doing these things, picking people up. Why? To put them back to work, like on chain gangs, because this commerce and everything still need to be harvested, need to be picked. We got to get these guys still working. That's what these chain gangs came about. It was happening. They were picking up people for anything. They were, and they were doing. If you they feel you were idle, desolate, drunk, lewd, or what they deemed suspicious, they were just rounding cats up because they still needed the economy to move. This what was happening, and that's wrong. You cannot honestly, and I'm saying you, anybody, because I know there are a lot of African Americans like, hey, get over it. I know some people who say that. Yeah, you need to be drug tested for saying that. Honestly, any black person say that needs to be drug tested. Now, I'm not saying you should harp on it to the point to where you want someone to give you something. No, we've always worked that narrative of we're lazy. How? When this country was built, but stop. But my point is, how can you not? How can you not acknowledge that that's wrong? I don't know. So Juneteenth is a very, very positive holiday, and I think everyone should acknowledge it. This can be a great country. Some say it's a great country now. I think it can be greater. It's a melting pot of a lot of people with a lot of skill sets. We can have a great country, but let's acknowledge, we have to acknowledge our past. That's clear. That's clear. You know what I'm saying? So let's not get into that. So hey, I'm repping. And being pro-black does not mean anti-white. I want, yeah, do I vote Democrat most time? Yes, but there's some things I'm liberal about. There are some things I'm conservative about. A lot of things I'm conservative about. So we gotta stop putting these labels, the left, the right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. We all bleed red. And one day, And one day, we're going to all have to bow down and acknowledge God. So no matter what color, don't matter how much money you have. I mean, no matter how big is your house, how many letters you have behind your name, how many CDs, stocks, bonds you have, how many homes in Florida and Switzerland, Swiss bank account. It doesn't matter. You're gonna leave it. You never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. In the words of the great late Reverend Dr. J.C. Smith, see about your things. Either you're gonna leave it or either you're gonna leave it or it's gonna leave you. So they're just things. People are more important. People are more important. So much love to you all. Much love. Thank you for your attention. Hey, subscribe. Go to YouTube. Now listen, you very important. You have to put Danye, DonyEAF Jones. There's another actually a few Danye Jones. I'm the original. But put Danye F. Jones is Some Every Year is the podcast. Please, please do that. Let's try to build this thing up. Let's build a Some Every Year community with everybody. I want everybody involved because we all can learn from each other. If you're not learning from somebody, you're around the wrong people. You should not be the smartest person in your group. You shouldn't be. You need to be around people that you can learn from anybody. Just real quick, I was coaching varsity basketball and I needed some assistant coaches. And my early years, I didn't think I needed assistant coach. That's why I was so arrogant. I was good, but I was very arrogant. And I said, I need someone who kind of see things the way I see it. And I thought about this kid that I used to coach. And look at God. I went to a gas station. He pulled up, and I said, "Peanut," Rayshawn Redmond, and he became my assistant coach. And something I had been doing defensively for years. And he said, "Coach, let's try this." We were doing the same thing, but he added a wrinkle to this defensive scheme. It was brilliant. I didn't think of that. He did. So what am I saying? You can learn from anybody. I coached him and he taught me something. So just remember that. But much love. We will have something next week. Pretty soon. I know it's been a lot of me talking. Interviews coming soon. I got some great guests coming up from a lot of different walks of life. A lot of walks of life. So, but yeah, definitely keep with the comments. Much love to you all. For those who send comments, we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. But stay respectful. Now, if you feel you were the person who called me a clown, if you feel you would call me that to my face, that's great. Wouldn't suggest you do it. I don't think you would, but just man, I'm not gonna try to disrespect you. So if you're not gonna come say it to my face, just stop. Stop. Much love to y'all. Much love, much love, much love. Holla at y'all.